Those were the oil magnates during the time when oil was actually worth something. You know what I mean? These are the people who became freaking billionaires because of freaking the oil industry. Now,
Unbelievable.
you know.
There's a
Now,
lot of questions about
Architecture in the
guitar
city is amazing.
crafting.
Now, Trump is in Qatar to discuss expanding U.S.-Qatar economic ties. Boeing and JA Aerospace secured a landmark order from Qatar Airways, a $96 billion agreement to acquire up to 210 American-made Boeing 787
So
Dreamliners.
these things are being built in the US.
Yeah, Boeing.
That's what you could say.
Yes.
So in that case, that should create jobs. That should create some sort of great economic wealth within the US.
Well,
Yes.
In theory, at least in theory.
Well,
the,
didn't Trump say he got like $3 trillion worth of investment from those guys?
well, this
I'm not sure about the exact number.
this deal by itself is a $96 billion agreement.
Again, over what period of time?
From what I'm seeing, it's there's no time set. It's and the
Until
money.
the planes are
That's
built.
possible.
I would almost bet that these people are paying the money up front.
Mm,
I would almost bet.
yeah,
You know,
sounds like a bit of it at least.
But irrelevant of the time span, it should
But
mean that there's more jobs in the US,
now
more
this
so
manufacturing jobs in the US.
understand this is Boeing's largest ever wide body order and largest ever 787 order.
from what I understand, just watching videos lately, is like Boeing's standard of quality has gone down significantly
Yeah.
because of their DEI kind of hiring practices, and like they just skimping on safety stuff, and they're getting cheaper. What do you call it? Components from China and others, and so they're at the worst point in their
Uh,
manufacturing capability, and they're getting the biggest orders ever.
okay. There's 2 points here. We are seeing more manufacturing jobs coming back to the US, so partially due to the trade wars, the tariff wars.
Well, it's the Trump effect.
Recently, Nvidia and Apple has created in the process of creating manufacturing plants in the US.
And the
So
semiconductor people. Yeah.
yeah, so in theory that would reduce the reliance on China. And
Still, I don't know what the raw material capacity is in America right now. They might still have to get some of
yeah,
that from
yeah, that's a good
China.
See,
question.
that's one of the
That's a good
goals
question.
that's one of the goals that Trump is trying to go for. He's wanting to get the industry, the actual metal and mining industries back up and going. Like he doesn't like the idea of Detroit sitting freaking abandoned. You know what I mean? That was the largest car freaking manufacturer in the world at one time, and
And
now
then this is where international politics comes into play. Things like the Ukraine rare metal
still
issue
manufacturing.
and the resources in places like South Africa.
Right. And see that is something that brings me back to England too. You know, whereas England is having issues because of their subjects, the United States, we're being gracious and we're making big deals with these poor countries like Qatar, and
Oh, Qatar is highly
we're reaching
poor.
out to them
Highly poor.
with our graciousness and saying, look, you can buy our products.
Oh well, no! It's just good economic
Well,
sense, isn't it?
it's
If you
yeah.
are a producer of a product and you've got a country that wants to buy your products, that's just good economics.
Well, what Trump's trying to do right now is actually save the United States from itself, because the way it was printing money would mean they're servicing its debt with the not inflation. What's the word? Um, uh,
Interest.
they'd have to
Superinflation.
service their debt would have cost $1 trillion a year just to service the debt on the American dollar,
Right.
and
Mm,
so yeah, his only option is to either spend less money or start producing more and having more economic output, and
And
so it's one of his only options right now, really.
Now, it
the point for a minute, Roger. Sorry, Mr. Robert. I saw a report. I think just yesterday, and I can't remember if it was Microsoft or Face or Meta platforms. One of them have just decided to reduce to fire something like end contracts of something like 600,000 employees. And I've seen a couple of other US-based companies that are reducing their recruitment, their staff numbers, and part of the argument is related to DEI hires, people being hired just because of the colour of the skin or the sex that they are, the old DEI arguments, and doing in reality irrelevant, non-profitable jobs, or jobs that don't really aid in the creation of the profits of the company.
well, now the thing about it is too is you got to think GE and X. Okay, that's not just freaking Boeing as well. I mean, Rolls Royce is going to be making big money off this
Mhm.
too. You know what I mean? That's actually British, isn't it?
Yeah,
I believe
GE
so.
Aerospace.
Yeah.
is that who makes the engines or what?
Yeah, they make the turbines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about employment in the UK because there's a big argument about the lack of manufacturing jobs in the UK at this present moment. Anyway,
Now, I believe from what I remember, they were
steel
actually
mill factory in the UK.
they're
Sorry.
they're actually I know they are related to Boeing, but don't they have an association with Rolls Royce though?
Potentially, I would used to. I don't know the current situation. I'd have to
I've
do
got a
some research on the current situation.
I've got a question for you, Roger.
Yeah,
Have you ever seen an American president going overseas and making deals for corporations like Trump does? Because I can't think of it.
that's what I keep
Reagan?
telling you. This is actually tradition. They all do it. If you pay
Yeah.
attention to just after a president gets into office, they make it a point to travel to frickin' Israel. Then from Israel, they go to frickin' Saudi Arabia. And then from Saudi Arabia, they go to Qatar and they make their rounds. Okay?
Yeah, but
And
I thought that was more for political.
it's for political and financial.
Well, political, economic, yeah, it's all single package sort of thing.
You see, what they do is they're the frickin' they're the delivery man. They stop in at Israel to get all the money from the Jewish bankers, and they send it down to Saudi Arabia so that Saudi Arabia can frickin' annihilate the Yemen. And then they go to frickin'
Um,
Qatar, and they frickin' sell Qatar. Hey
I'm
man,
going to caveat that with the term alleged.
well that's what the general consensus here in the United States is.
Remember, the Saudi Arabia is an extremely rich country in
I
itself.
I would believe an American over an English person any day, ladies and gentlemen. When it comes to this topic right here, trust me.
And
Well,
I would
yeah.
believe an English person over a Jew any day.
Are you disputing that Saudi Arabia is a rich country?
What it is both. Okay, Israel knows that Qatar is an issue. They know that they're a threat because there's a lot of historical evidence that proves that people from Qatar are actually the true people of Israel. Okay, because in the Bible it says that there was Judea and then there was Israel, and Israel was taken into captivity by the Babylonians, where the Judeans fled south. Okay. Now
What's that got to do with modern politics?
this is written into the Hebrew Bible. Okay, and that causes a lot of friction
Sure.
between Israel and Yemen, because Yemen at one time made claims that they were actually descendants of the true Israelites, and even though that Israel and Saudi Arabia has problems, they both agree that Yemen is an issue. Okay, because the Yemen are always attacking Saudi Arabia. There's a lot of conflicts between those two. You see, so the enemy. The enemy of my enemy is my friend is basically what it comes down to. You know what I mean? So Israel sends money to freaking Saudi Arabia to support them so that they can do attacks on Yemen. That's basically how it plays out.
Again, I've
Is
not seen
Yemen
any
always
actual
the
evidence of this. I've
raw
heard
end?
rumours, but I've not seen it. Speculation, but I've not seen any evidence of
Just
this.
look at the cities. If you want to see
Yeah,
evidence, look at the demolished cities that are sitting in waste, and people are dying every day because of freaking attacks in Yemen.
But
yeah,
you got to
but
remember the
again, you are
historical
conflating
origins.
wars with international politics. Provide any evidence of this. I mean, we could have an entire argument about things like the Beaufort Treaty and what happened in World War One or during World War One and also World War Two, of the two Beaufort treaties. But um, again, I think your argument is more speculation than an
The
actual
Qatar
fact.
Peninsula has been inhabited for at least 50,000 years, as evidenced by Stone Age tools and encampments discovered across the arid landscape. Archaeological expeditions in the mid 20th century uncovered over 200 prehistoric sites, including flint spearheads, pottery fragments, etc. Um, Among the most significant findings are the artifacts linked to the
What has
Ubaid
this got to do?
civilization.
Yep.
Sorry, what relevance has that
The
to
Ubaid,
what we're talking about?
the Ubaid,
Well,
That's got
I'm
no
looking into
relevance at
like what
all.
are the historical origins of the Qatari people, right? And the
Empires
Ubaid
come with
civilization
like
flourished around 6,500 BC to 3,800 BC. Um, This is in the Arabian Gulf. By the 5th century BCE, the Greek historian Herodotus documented the presence of Canaanite seafarers in Qatar, describing them as skilled navigators who dominated regional maritime trade. This aligns with the geographer Ptolemy's reference in Gatara, a settlement believed to correspond with ancient Qatari town of Zebara, a pivotal port in the Gulf's trade networks. The peninsula's
relevant. I didn't want a history lesson. Just get to the point, please.
he's ready. Is it?
I don't know the point. I'm busy reading it. So
So,
calm down.
so you're just giving us an a history lesson without any context in what we are talking about.
Mhm.
Well, Roger just said that he thought that the origins of the Qatari people are Jewish, and I was just giving it a bit of historical context. What's wrong with that?
No, I said that. I
I'm here
said
fact.
I said that the Jewish people fled into what is now called Yemen. Okay.